And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
I don't want you to protest, I don't want you to riot, I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
We're not just going to let you walk out of here.
Take a giant step for mankind.
Get together, have a few laughs.
Welcome to the Iowa Talk Guys podcast. I'm your host, Teepee. And Mel and Erock are not here. Unfortunately, they were not able to make this show. But I was able to do a live show with Hank and Kyle over at Sunday Night Secret Society on the Rumble. Go check it out. But if you didn't check that one out, you can check out this is the same show, just Iowa Talk Guy style with the cuts and stuff and all the fun things that you guys like. So I hope you enjoy this. Please share with your friends, your family, and co-workers, and
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Hey, and we are live. The button's been pressed. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Sunday Night Secret Society. Tonight has been well awaited for this day. We are rocking out Disney Part 3, and we have none other than Teepee from the Iowa Talk Guys joining us tonight and bringing some great information. Teepee, how are you doing, brother?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing great. How are you guys tonight?
It's a beautiful night, cold as hell, but Eagles won earlier, so everything's right with the world.
Oh, yeah. It's cold up here in Iowa, too. The wind had a little bit of a bite to it this morning. I think with the wind chill was like negative 17. So,
Jeez.
Not too bad, though. Could be worse. But I am coming off a cold, too. My throat's kind of, my voice sounds a little scratchy, I guess. But it's not going to stop me from hanging out with you guys and exposing this disgusting crap that is allegedly the happiest place on earth for kids.
Yeah, it's real, man. It's real.
About negative 17.
To be honest, to be honest with you, negative 17. I don't even remember the temperatures that I experienced while living in the town of Freeport, Maine, for about a year. It was cold, but I don't think it ever got down that low. So I can't really speak on it. I'm here in Southern California. We have, we get all the seasons around here. It doesn't ever get that cold. So I don't really have much to say on that. What about you, Hank?
I mean, I'm at like 17. Negative 17 though. It was either this last year or the year before that we got down into close to negative 10, and it was pretty damn cold. But after it gets like closer to 0 than it is 32, it don't really matter what number you put up. Cold's just really fucking cold.
Yeah, I've seen the videos where they, I guess closer to the parts where you guys reside, well, they'll get like a kettle of boiling water, throw it out into the cold air, and it turns to snow before it even hits the ground.
Yeah, the best is when it just turns into a sheet of ice right away.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I will say one time it was really fucking cold outside, and I decided that I was going to cook a pork loin out on the barbecue, and that was pretty cool while it was snowing, super cold. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on the cold, man. It sucks. It sucked when I was in Maine. I remember I used to have to long johns, couple layers. It was cold, dude. And then you have to deal with the snow. You have to deal with the ice. You guys use cat litter?
No.
Do you guys use like cat litter to be able to get in and out of your driveways, like to help like melt the snow?
No, I just shovel it off or plow it off and use salt.
Okay.
I'm using
okay.
wood ash here at work lately.
But the city
Using what?
Wood ash.
Oh,
really?
nice.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's an old school thing, right?
Yep. I mean, it's messy as all hell, but it works.
Yeah, the city or the county mixes. They cut their salt with sand, and that'll also help with traction on the roads and stuff. So you get a lot of sand, salt mix and stuff everywhere after they get done plowing and salting the roads.
I think that's pretty common.
Yeah.
Because I think we do that same thing down here too.
Yeah, well, I wish you both the best. Again, for me, I was outside working on my t-shirt today. It was a little chilly. It was a little chilly, but I think my version of chilly and your guys' version of chilly is completely different. So I will no longer speak on the matter, as I am not suffering as you fine gentlemen suffer.
It's all good. We suffer and enjoy, man. You know, that's why we live here.
That's right. That's right.
So, Teepee, looks like you have an article pulled up. So let's get into this. I'm really curious because we've already done two shows, both once on the 643 and once on the Iowa Talk Guys, y'all's podcast. And when I was preparing for this, I was like, man, like what else could we possibly go over? And I wouldn't even be surprised if we could stretch this out a lot further than even 3 shows, because there's just so much craziness involved with the Disney Corporation. And yeah, this is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. And what really blows my mind is that, as one of you guys stated prior, is that this is the happiest place on earth. And once you start getting into the details of all the shit that Disney's got going on, it's pretty disgusting. And me living next to Disney, I'll tell you this much. I have no plans on taking my kids to Disney World at anytime soon. Not happening.
Yeah, especially don't take them on any Disney cruises. Six Flags. Yeah. So
True that.
And that's what it's catered to. They're supposed to be, this is supposed to be the family company, America's family company, right? Like we talked about on our first and second episodes, is we were trusted. Our parents trusted them as with us as kids to be able to sit down and watch these movies and stuff and everything, and not have to worry about it. But turns out, like we pointed out in our episodes prior, is that there's a lot of messed up stuff in some of those older Disney movies. You know, phallic penises, sex written in the clouds, like a whole bunch of other stuff. And I did find some stuff. Mel found most of this stuff. I just kind of organized it. So shout out to Mel. Unfortunately, him and Erock can't be here this evening, but I organized it. Mel did most of the research for this, and he found some stuff with, the pedophile symbols, like the triangle, the swirly triangles and stuff.
Yep.
Throughout Disney, they've been dropping that into movies, TV shows, stuff like that. So he was able to find some stuff. But it's, once again, Disney's a very powerful corporation, and they've got a lot of money, and just like everything else that's been happening since, I'd say probably 2016, 2017, the internet's being scrubbed, and it's getting harder and harder to find information. So
very true.
But yeah,
without further ado, Teepee, if you want to kick us off with this first City Journal article you got for us, let's see what we got brought to the table today.
Absolutely. This is Disney's Child Predator Problem by Christopher F. Rufo in the City Journal, and this was published March 31st, 2022. Instead of promoting gender ideology, the company would be better served by addressing a long-standing history among its employees. The Walt Disney Company has long presented itself as the voice for America's children. According to company lore, the animation studio was founded by a wise and kindly father figure, which, if you listen to our previous episodes, go listen to them. You'll find out more about Walt Disney and what that man was all about. And it's
debatable.
Debatable, yeah. And its theme parks are, quote, the happiest place on earth, unquote, for kids. In recent weeks, the company has entered the political debate about Florida's parental rights and education legislation and sought to establish itself as the moral arbiter on children's education and sexuality, which we're going to go through here and prove that maybe they should just stick to making frickin' cartoons. You know, I don't think Disney has
that
any
would be
business.
a good start.
Yeah, they don't have any business in being involved in children's education or sexuality education. Especially they've been pushing that DEI crap for almost since the Obama administration, I believe, right?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, continuing the article, but behind its meticulously curated self-image, Disney had a long-standing problem with child predators gaining employment within the company and exploiting minors. In 2014, reporters at CNN published a bombshell 6-month investigation that discovered at least 35 Disney employees had been arrested for sex crimes against children, attempting to meet minors for sex and possession of child pornography over the previous 8 years. That was just in 8 years. Insane. The stories are horrifying. In one case, police set up a sting operation that nabbed 3 Disney employees who believed they were soliciting sex for minors. Robert Kingsolver, Kingsolver, I think that's how you say it, Kingsolver, who oversaw ride repairs at Disney World, enticed someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl for sex in a private residence. Joel Torres, another Disney employee, allegedly brought condoms with him to have sex with a 14-year-old child. And Alan Treaster, a concierge at the park's Animal Kingdom Lodge, went to meet a 14-year-old boy to, quote, fulfill a fantasy, unquote, of being, get this, quote, a big teddy bear for a younger chaser, unquote. In all 3 cases, the men were met, then arrested by police, who had set up the trap to catch child predators in the Orlando region. Kingsolver denied the charges. Trester admitted that he had molested a 15-year-old boy a few weeks prior to his arrest.
Disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely heinous. Other Disney employees were found to have committed child sex crimes using the internet. According to police and court records, custodial manager Cedric Cuthbert was caught downloading child porn on a Disney work computer. Gift shop employee Paul Fezio was convicted for downloading, quote, multiple scenes of nude pubescent children engaging in sexual activities with adults, unquote. And security guard William Marrero Maldonado was charged with 7 counts of promoting videos and photographs of the, quote, sexual performance of children, unquote. Absolutely disgusting, dude. And it gets,
I think we need to bring back public hangings and maybe even stoning.
Yeah.
Just stoning them, just stoning people like this to death.
That Kingsolver name that kind of gives me an idea that we should market a big hammer and call it Pedosolver, and then that's how we take care of these guys.
There you go. I like that. We can work with that.
Yeah, we can even put codes on the show for people to get a discount for them. You know.
Ooh,
let's go.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's gonna get worse, folks. So here's your disclaimer now. Why Disney? Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, who oversaw some of these investigations, explained why child predators would choose the Magic Kingdom as a place for employment. Quote, wherever you find children, you'll find sexual predators, unquote, he told reporters, which kind of makes me think about the TSA kind of too. But anyway.
Sorry to interrupt. You said TSA, like as in TSA at like the airports?
Security, agency, yeah.
Okay. I see that.
Children go through there all the time. They have to be, some of them, sometimes, they have to be randomly searched, right? Just like,
yep.
It's for your safety and everybody else here at the airport.
Yeah, thanks to the, what was that act? The Patriot Act. Thanks to that act right there is why we're having to fucking deal with that shit.
Yes, sir. Too bad they didn't stop the terrorist attacks in New Orleans. But that wasn't on a plane, though. Neither was the spying on American citizens. That didn't stop that guy. They didn't catch him. What a shame. Anyways, I regress.
Right.
Sorry. Back to the article. Most employees, quote, work at Disney because they want a good, stable job for a great company. But there's always a few that are there because they can see children. They can live in a child's world, unquote. That was what the sheriff, Grady Judd, was telling reporters. The evidence suggests he is right. Kingsolver, the Disney repairman who believed he was arranging sex with a minor female, told his perceived victim in a chat room that he, quote, really enjoys giving oral, unquote, and used the Disney brand to build trust. Get this is sick. Quote, I work for Disney, so I love to see dads having fun with their daughters, he wrote. I believe in treating a lady like a princess. I treat ladies with respect because that's how I hope my daughter gets treated, unquote. So this dude's out there doing stuff or trying to do stuff to minor teenage girls, and he's got a daughter at home.
I hope not.
Oh, dude.
I really hope not.
Yeah, sick, right? Yeah, hopefully
disturbing on many levels.
Yeah, hopefully the state got her out of there, but I don't know. I did not do any follow-up on some of these reports. Another Disney employee, Patrick Holgerson, who was caught sending nude photos and having explicit chats with law enforcement officers posing as a 13-year-old boy, told investigators, quote, I just have a strong connection with kids. I like working with kids. I just enjoy helping them grow, unquote. Which part of them grow, you sick bastard?
Wow.
Yeah. And here's why I will never, ever take my kids on a Disney cruise, period. Disney has claimed to have, quote, extensive measures in place, unquote, to provide a safe environment for children. But there are reasons to doubt it. Even after the CNN report, Disney has seen a steady stream of employees caught in the dragnet for child predators. In 2019, police arrested a Disney cruise, quote, youth host, unquote, for molesting a 10-year-old boy in the ship's Oceaneer Kids Lab area, which is an area that the parents are supposed to be able to go drop their kids off, and then they go to the bar, have a few drinks, lay out in the sun. The kids are being watched and taken care of under the appropriate adult supervision, and that's where they're supposed to be safe at, where the parents shouldn't have to worry about this stuff happening. It gets better.
That's really disturbing, and for many reasons, but the main one is the fact that you feel safe on this ship, right? You're already kind of vulnerable.
You're out in the middle.
You're in the middle of the ocean.
There's nowhere to go.
Exactly. And as you said, mom and dad want to go have a drink. Maybe, I don't know if they have slot machines on there. I know most cruise companies do.
Oh, maybe the Disney one.
But maybe that's not the case. But still, it's the same idea of you dropping your kids off at daycare and knowing and trusting that your kids are going to be
right,
looked after and cared after while you go work, make money, whatever it is that you're doing. And for Disney, you would expect that this particular care place where you're able to drop it should be outstanding. It should be outstanding. You should not have to have a doubt in your mind that there's any issues.
Right. Hank, are you fighting somebody off back behind you? What is that?
No, that's my cat's doing fucking.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're getting all upset.
Yeah.
The cats are even getting upset about this stuff, man.
They're pissed.
Right?
They're pissed.
Let's not, because especially for these cruises.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what a ticket for a family of just like even if you were a family of three, you gotta imagine that's probably close to a $5,000 ticket to get on a Disney cruise.
Oh yeah, we had looked into it when we were younger, and even at that time, like 10 years ago, I think it was like $1,500 a person. That was just for the ticket. That didn't include your transportation down there. That didn't include the money you're going to spend when you stop off in Nassau, Bahamas, and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just $1,500 per person. Like I said, that was that was longer than 10 years ago. That was probably like 15 years ago at this point now.
According to dreamvacations.com and cruiseline.com, depending on the amount of days and locations visited, Disney cruises are priced between $1,000 to $2,600 per person.
But yeah, it's not cheap. They were post-COVID. They were trying to cheapen things down a bit and give a bunch of deals and everything because nobody wanted to go down there.
Well, you can imagine
during COVID and afterwards.
We're dealing with arguably one of the biggest companies in America in Disney.
Yep.
And you're telling me that what's the logical argument, for having so many employees like this? Because it's not a lack of money. It's not the lack of ability to put the extensive measures in place that they claim to have.
Well, anybody that's went ahead and moved along on this article and read along, you're going to find out that, it's those protective measures that they have aren't really, I don't know who they were designed to protect. We'll just say that.
Themselves, probably.
Yeah. So later that year, they arrested another Disney cruise employee for raping a girl over 100 times at her home, starting when she was 11 years old. And that boy that was in the Oceaneers Kids Lab, this says in the article, the charges regarding the molestation of the 10-year-old boy were later dropped when the parents did not want to bring the child in for testimony at trial. So I'm assuming Disney got a hold of somebody, was like, you know what? For $1 million, I bet this your son would probably not want to ever go testify, right?
Sure.
Dude, everybody.
Almost $1 million. You don't know what kind of financial.
Oh yeah,
everyone does have a price. I do believe so.
For all we know, those parents took out a loan to go on that vacation.
Yep.
Right. But it's just the simple fact that our court systems allow for charges like that to be dropped simply on the fact that a child didn't want to go sit in front of a courtroom full of which there were probably tons of media. If that child would have testified, who blames this kid for not wanting to go sit in front of the world and tell them that Mr. Disney man did bad things?
Well, that was in 2019. So Disney already they bought up a bunch of media companies. Remember?
Yep.
So they would have been able to stifle it and everything. They probably would have fought them and lost, dude. And the other thing is, normally if that would have happened like in the state of Florida, I think it would have been a state versus that individual, not the child or whatever. But this I'm assuming this must have happened over international waters. So that, what are you going to do? Send this guy to Nassau or something? You know what I mean? So that's probably how they got out of that. I mean, I'd have to look in it. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a lawyer by any means, but normally that's something the state would go after you for. But since it didn't happen.
I believe you're right.
So I'm assuming that happened over international waters. So this guy knew exactly what he was doing. And so then how many other kids did he do this to? Nobody said anything.
There's got to be a lot. There's got to be a lot. It's the same. I mean, you got a lot of these kids too. Like I can only imagine. Like they're fearful. They're fearful of speaking out. Maybe they don't have the best relationship with their parents. For them to want to even tell the parents.
Even then, I mean, so if you ever listen to any SRA victims accounts and stuff, they usually block that stuff out when horrific things like that happen to them. That's how you split a personality, give somebody a split personality disorder, because the mental trauma and everything is so horrific that like the kid just forgets it.
Doesn't that kind of fall in? Well, I guess Stockholm Syndrome's a little bit different, where they end up becoming close with their captors.
Kidnapped, which might have happened to that one girl where she got raped over 100 times starting at 11.
Yep.
Who knows? Like I said, I didn't dig too much into these. There's a bunch more to get into. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, unfortunately.
Let's go.
Okay, so continuing on here. Since then, 3 Disney employees have been arrested for soliciting sex with minors. 2 have been arrested on 40 total counts of child pornography, and 4 more were arrested earlier this month in a sting operation targeting, quote, human trafficking, child predators, and prostitution, unquote. Even worse, despite its crystal clean image, Disney has come under fire for failing to report abuse. In 2014, after a crew member on the Disney Dream Cruise ship was caught on security cameras molesting an 11-year-old girl, Disney authorities failed to report the crime until after the ship had left port, which allowed the man to evade arrest. When one security officer protested, Disney authorities allegedly told her to, quote, keep your mouth shut, unquote, about the crime. Moreover, according to the advocates associated with the International Cruise Victims Organization, Disney's trade association's lobbyists had worked to oppose and then water down federal legislation that would have required stringent safety and reporting protocols for sexual abuse on the cruise ships. So, and I really like this guy's his conclusion statement here. Instead of joining the drumbeat of fashionable left-wing sexual theories and promoting gender ideology in elementary school classrooms, a more productive campaign for Disney executives would be to identify and remove the predators from within their company's ranks. Which, yeah, that would probably be more beneficial for the entire world.
You would think.
You would think, yeah. Yeah, some of this stuff. So on this other article here, on this next one, theme park employees caught in sexting child pornography, that goes back to 2014. And this talks about that, what's that guy's name? King Solver, which he's wearing a Marine hat, proud Marine dad. Oh, I bet your son is completely disgusted by you. Hopefully. Shouldn't be wearing that crap on your head, you piece of garbage. Anyways, I just want to skim through this one really quick. Hit a few key notes. Just days after getting arrested in a child sex sting, Robert Kingsolver is a long way from his beloved job at Walt Disney World. Inside his rented house in suburban Orlando neighborhood filled with children, he sits in a folding chair in a nearly empty room, wires dangling in the corner where his computer used to be connected. Now he can't be online or near children. My life is ruined, quote unquote, he told CNN in an interview at his home. Quote, my family's life is ruined. My kids' life is ruined. Kids' lives is ruined. I've devastated my parents because of bad judgment, unquote.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Yeah, that sucks. Maybe you should have just ate a bullet. I don't know. No, I shouldn't advocate that. I take it back. I wouldn't advocate any of that.
I don't. I mean, it's like, dude, you made the bed, dude. You made the bed, dude. You gotta sleep in it, buddy.
Yeah, those are all the things that you should have taken into consideration when you decided.
Looks like he's a Marine Corps veteran.
No, it says that hat says "Proud Marine Corps Dad" or "Proud Dad," "Proud Marine Dad." So one of his kids must be a Marine.
I'm sure the Corps loves him wearing that hat.
Right? Yeah. CNN's a bunch of jerks for freaking putting that up there. Surprised nobody got a hold of him and told him to take that crap down.
Stolen. I mean, it's not technically stolen valor, but it would be like, yeah, you can't associate with our war heroes. Thank you very much.
Right. Yeah. But just to add to this real quick, in this article it says there are 5 Universal Studios employees and 2 employees from SeaWorld have also been arrested. So going off of what that sheriff had to say about where there's children, there's going to be these predators that are going to be seeking these jobs, unfortunately.
Which, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense in the fact that, you know, what you mentioned before, even where there's children, there's going to be these child sex predators. That's where they're going to go. That's naturally where you're going to be if you are into stuff like that. You're not going to be going to like an old folks home to look for a job, right? Because that wouldn't satisfy your needs, your nasty, sick fucking needs. So, this shit gets me so pissed off.
Those attract other types of predators. Remember hearing about there was that guy in Ohio or something that was like killing off a bunch of these elderly people and then robbing them before their family came there to get all their belongings.
I think I remember hearing about that. Yes.
It wasn't too long ago. Yeah, he killed like 8 people or something crazy, smothering them with pillows and nasty, crazy stuff. Just evil, horrendous crap.
Dude.
But that's a whole other.
And then just swoop. Yeah, that's a whole nother show, but still swooping up all their shit. That's fucking diabolical. Diabolical.
Yep. But to continue with this diabolical, heinous garbage, let's jump over to the CBS News article we got here by Tori B. Powell, March 17th, 2022. Disney employees and former judge among 108 arrested in human trafficking sting, Florida police say. Which, if you fact check this, it's going to tell you that the information is half, what did it say? Like half truth or something? Because people are brilliant and were sharing false posts saying that like 108 Disney employees got arrested, but it was actually just 108 people, and some of them were Disney employees. So let's read on here. Authorities have arrested 108 people, including alleged child sex predators and those seeking prostitutes, in a 6-day undercover human trafficking operation in Florida. Among those taken into custody were 4 Disney employees and a retired judge, police said. The arrest of a human trafficker and 4 child predators alone makes this whole operation worthwhile, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge said on Wednesday. Quote, where there is prostitution, there is exploitation, disease, dysfunction, and broken families, unquote. During their operation, which they called Operation March Sadness 2, come on, guys. Oh, my gosh. You guys basketball fans or what? Anyways, detectives found prostitutes who had posted online advertisements through various websites and social media platforms to identify people who were seeking them out. They also identified adults who they thought were inappropriately communicating with children. Undercover detectives then communicated online with these suspects before meeting them at a location and arresting them. Members of anti-trafficking organizations also responded, speaking with prostitutes and offering them services and counseling, the sheriff's office said. The officials identified 4 Disney employees among those arrested. Xavier Jackson, 27, worked as a lifeguard at the Polynesian resort for Walt Disney. So he's just staring at kids and... Dude, and some parents, like, you have no sense of frickin' morals, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like, some of these parents are putting their...
modesty.
Yeah, thank you, yes. They're putting their, like, 2- and 3-year-olds in, like, 2-piece string bikinis.
Yep.
Like, absolutely inappropriate. But, I mean, I'm not going to tell somebody else how to raise their kid, but come on now. So, yeah, that was probably a perfect job for this guy.
In a parent's defense, it's hard to find modest clothing for kids, especially little girls these days. Especially if you don't have money to go buy big name brand shit. Like, you're basically stuck between Walmart and,
Ross.
And shit. Yeah.
Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, let's go.
And none of these places give a shit. Walmart's just as bad as Disney. They don't care about kids.
Yeah, you're right. On Target. Sorry, son. All they had left were these this one piece that you got to tuck it in, boy. My bad.
That's not funny, but yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, there's other ways, man. There's online stores, there's resale stores and stuff. There's means to get around it, dude. And yeah, you don't have to dress your kid like, she's a 32-year-old divorcee on a beach that's really thirsty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. A lot of this they popped off with the I forgot the name of the show on TLC. Is like a dance or like modeling thing where they put a shit ton of makeup, dude, on these little girls. They make these little girls look like they are, in their late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, some people think that is like cute and cool and trendy. So they don't realize. I really hope. I hope that I can. That some of these people are just not all there, and they don't realize. But then again, you have your sickos that they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
Behavior that they were exposed to when they were young, and it was normalized for them, so they don't see anything wrong with it now.
Right. Well, and once again, just like that sheriff judge said, where there's children, there's going to be people that are going to be, there's going to be predators attracted to those industries, those jobs. Dressing them up like that and sexually exploiting them. I mean, I think if you ever listened to Cosmic Peach's shows that she did about John Benet Ramsey and like,
yes,
the stuff that she went through being a beauty pageant allegedly, and her mom did and stuff, like, Those are some weird people that are putting their kids through that stuff, dude. I mean, for all we know, they're victims themselves, or they know exactly what they're doing. And I personally think it's a sick, all that stuff's just a sick pedophile ring, dude. There's no need.
Let high school cheerleaders do. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, when you're their age as a high schooler, like, yeah. But then when you become an adult, you're like, yo, that's messed up, dude. Like,
and then think about this whole culture that's let the cheerleading fad go as far as like 3 and 4 year olds, and you see them on, they got just like Kyle was talking about with like the little beauty pageant shows, they got on for cheerleading too, and some of these girls are 8, 9 years old, and their makeup's like you said, like they're 32, their attitudes like they're 32, and I'm just, wow, this is insane. I could never let my daughters do this.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm sure my daughters hate me because they never get to wear fun clothes.
No, they'll thank you for it. Yeah. But anyways, just point out when you're out in public. That's what I did with mine. Just like, look at that. Why would you want to be hanging out like that, exposing yourself to everybody? That's disgusting. Did your mom dress like that? No, there's no reason for you to ever do that either. So it's called having some self-respect. It's not empowering to show your butthole on the internet, regardless of what mainstream media is telling you now.
Amen to that.
Anyway, so Sheriff Judd said that Jackson, getting back to this Xavier Jackson guy, the lifeguard at the Disney resort, sent inappropriate photos of himself and messages to an undercover detective who pretended to be a 14-year-old girl. He was charged with 3 counts of transmitting harmful material to a minor and 1 count of unlawful communication. Which is, that's the other thing, dude. Police are doing all this stuff, but the laws need to be changed because those are probably just misdemeanors. That guy was probably caught and released and just had to, maybe serve some community service. Like, for stuff like that, dude, you should be, I think, having a harsher...
Shot.
Yeah, a little bit of harsher penalties to help deter other people from wanting to do this stuff, but that's just my 2 cents.
Like I said, I'm kind of in favor of bringing back firing squads.
Yeah. And then, I mean, if you make it public too, so then everybody can see, like, this is what happens.
Yeah.
I do think that works. I do think, I know it might be a little medieval, but I do think that works. If everyone's gathered around the streets and they're like, oh my God, why is, Mr. Johnson, why is he fucking hanging, or why has he got 100 bullet holes in him?
Yeah.
And then, well, little Johnny, Mr. Johnson decided to do X, Y, and Z, and this is why we don't do that.
But instead, in today's America, you just get hit with a fine and maybe a few months jail time.
Or you get really lucky and you're in like the state of California and you go to jail, and then the California taxpayers will actually pay for you to have like a sex change or something like that. That's how we roll over here in California. We'll pay for it for you.
Scamala! Scamala Harris!
That needs to be a soundbite, dude, on a board. You just hit the button, Scamala. Fucking bitch. Anyhow.
Yeah, this is tough stuff to talk about. We in the first episode of the Disney series, we kind of looked under the hood at Walt himself, his alleged ties to the Nazi Party, his
the D-Malay group.
Sure, yeah, we peeled the layers underneath him, and sure, there was probably some nefarious things there, but when we were looking at Walt himself, it was pretty above board, And then we, in the second episode, shifted towards more of the signs and symbolisms that you can find in Disney's movies, and that's disturbing enough just to know that this imagery is there. But this is a whole nother level because you are paying to be exposed to these people. And you're paying an exorbitant amount of money to be exposed to these people. And there's virtually no consequences for them of substance. Maybe we do need to start chopping heads off and leaving bodies in the streets, because if there were actual consequences, that might curb some of this stuff. I'm not naive to think that it's going to curb it all, but it'd be a good start.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when you have the left, maybe not even only the left, but you have them pushing the maps and giving them their own thing. They're minor attracted persons. They are not pedophiles. Pedophiles, it is not nice to call them that. It's like, dude.
Yeah, bullshit.
Absolute bullshit. And if you support that, like if you honestly support that, dude, you are a part of the problem. Like, I don't see a normal, like, heterosexual family, blue collar, white collar, whatever, working hard, putting food on the table. I don't see anybody like that actually supporting this agenda of theirs.
Right.
And yeah, it's wild. California actually just passed a law. I was kind of surprised, but it turned, if you have, and don't quote me on this, but it's if you're having sexual relations of any kind with somebody under the age of 15, they just moved it from a misdemeanor to now a felony starting January 1, 2025. And that blew me away. Wow. I was happy. I mean, that's cool. I still think we should fucking
but
put a bullet in the head.
It took this long to make that a law?
Exactly, and that's disturbing too. While they're more focused on making sure you cannot purchase vapes any longer in California because vapes are terrible for you.
Or gas-powered
they're
vehicles.
pushing. Or we went over that with the gas-powered RVs you can't buy. To my knowledge, they banned the sale of gas-powered RVs in the state of California. I believe it's effective now.
Saving the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We gotta get. Speaking on behalf of California, dude, we gotta get Governor Newsom, Nuisance, whatever you want to call him, the fuck out of here. This dude is nothing but trouble. And I'm hoping and praying after this whole LA fire debacle. I am really hoping that there are some people with common sense, and we don't bring this guy back the next time we have the chance to recall his ass. It's sick. It's hoping. Sick.
But But let's continue on with this article if you guys are cool with that.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I just want to hit this point. The 3 others who were allegedly attempting to solicit a prostitute were identified by Sheriff Judd as Wilkinson Fidel, 24, who worked at the Cosmic Restaurant at Walt Disney World's Tomorrowland for 4 years. Shabam Malav, 27, who is on a visa citizenship from India and worked as a software developer for Disney. And Ralph Leese, 45, who has spent nearly 4 years working in IT for Disney. Were you guys both in the IT department? Be like, hey man, want to go try to pick up some underage girls this weekend?
They're probably best friends.
Probably. That's probably they were sharing stuff with each other. But yeah, sick. And then jumping over to this next article here, New York Post, 3 Disney workers. This is from 2023. 3 Disney workers, school athletic director, among 219 arrested in Florida human trafficking sting. 3 Disney employees, a school athletic director, and a father who left his 1-year-old home alone to have sex were among 219 people arrested in a major human trafficking bust in Florida, authorities said Thursday. Hey, not to be a stickler, but can you guys hurry up with this processing because I left my 1-year-old at home by herself.
Ooh.
Wow. Insane.
That's insane. That's insane.
So this was a 7-day undercover operation that led to 44 felonies and 42 misdemeanor charges against the dozens of suspects. And then it says, caught up in the sting were 3 Disney workers, including a security guard, a custodian, and training coordinator, Judd said. And this quote from the sheriff.
They're in every nook and cranny at Disney.
Oh, and this statement from the judge, or from the sheriff here, Sheriff Judge said, quote, what would an op be if we didn't arrest someone employed by Disney, unquote.
Oh, wow.
So
it's a joke.
Wow.
To them.
I don't think he was saying that jokingly. I think he was saying that as a sting in the eye to Disney. Like, hey, We know that you guys are employing these people. Like, why are you not vetting them good enough? How is it even getting to this point where these, people are getting caught in these sting operations? Ridiculous. They should not even be getting employed.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, how is it that easy to get a job as whew.
Well, here's something a little disturbing. So, moving on to this next article here on the list, we got this AP News article. This goes back to 2018, and it says James Gunn fired by Disney after long history of pedophilia comments spotlighted. So apparently this guy's been doing this for a while. James Gunn is the Hollywood director. He's the man behind the blockbuster Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And yeah, apparently his relationship is over with Disney after a sordid history of pedophilia and rape comments were spotlighted on social media. He was fired after years of lewd jokes and strange sexual comments sparked YouTube videos and trending Twitter hashtags. So the internet had to bring this to Disney executives' attentions. Like, they didn't know this guy was going around.
It took years for it to even get to a point where they fired him, apparently.
This is a statement by Disney. Quote, "The offensive attitudes and statements discovered on James's Twitter feed are indefeasible and inconsistent with our studio's values, and we have severed our business relationship with him," unquote, said Walt Disney Studio Chairman Alan Horn. And then James Gunn tried to defend himself and said, "For the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make and seems obvious, but still, here I am saying it." July 20th, 2018.
Guilty much?
I guess.
Guys, I promise I wasn't doing it.
I was just trying to get a rouse out of people. He said they were to be a provocateur over the years as he made jokes about pedophiles, masturbation, and child pornography. Wow.
Yes, because we all know office humor survives on the whims of pedophilic humor. Of course. Duh, what were we thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. And it took having to be publicly exposed by the people of the internet for that guy to get fired.
Which makes
that's wild.
Leads me to believe that if the internet wouldn't have outed him, it would have continued.
Probably still be making movies for Disney today. But at that time, so that happened in 2018. This may be possibly one of the reasons as to why so many of these predators have been having so much leniency at Disney. So we switch over here to the CBR.com article titled "Former Walt Disney VP Sentenced to Prison in Child Sex Abuse Investigation." And this was by Tim Adams, published June 23rd, 2019. Former Walt Disney Company executive Michael Laney has been sentenced to 81 months in prison for 4 counts of first-degree sexual abuse involving a 7-year-old. According to WTKR, Laney, who is 73 years old, quote, will have to register as a sex offender and pay a $4,000 fine. That's on top of his 81 months in prison.
That blows my mind, man. Like, what kind of sentence is that?
Yeah, it should be a death sentence.
Yeah.
Like, you should be on death row. Like, and so this guy's 73 doing this, and this is he finally got caught. I highly doubt this is the first time that he did this stuff. And that's what I'm saying. He was a VP in Disney, so he probably, made a few things disappear.
Make perfect sense.
Might have done a few things. Who knows? In 2017, the young girl told Washington state law enforcement that Laney abused her in 2009. The case was later given to Portland Police Bureau as the abuse was determined to have occurred in that city. During its investigation, the PPB, the Portland Police Bureau, discovered that other allegations of sexual abuse against Laney, with one person alleging he sexually abused her when she was a minor in 2007. The court was not able to prove those allegations against Laney. The Oregonian newspaper reports that Laney had previously been acquitted on, quote, 3 counts of first-degree rape and 3 counts of first-degree sex abuse, unquote. The outlet also notes that Laney's lawyers, Stephen and Jacob Howes, are attempting to postpone his incarceration while he attempts to appeal, quote, part of the sentence, unquote. Jacob wrote of the claims against Laney, quote, the character of the evidence is just stories, and the strength of those stories is exceedingly low, unquote. Spin a little tale for him. Try to gaslight the victims. Sounds like an awesome lawyer.
My God.
Sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Yeah. And the attorneys, get this. The attorneys also noted that Laney's wife suffers from Parkinson's disease, writing, quote, sentencing Mr. Laney to any amount of an incarceration, much less an actual, articulate, true life sentence, disproportionately impacts him more than a defendant without those personal characteristics, unquote. The doctors for Laney's wife, corroborated, providing a statement saying the loss of her primary caregiver would result in, quote, serious consequences to her health and well-being, unquote. Well, I'm sure he had enough money to hire somebody for her. So they're basically like, yeah, we know he destroyed all these children's lives and, their entire futures for the most part, but his old-ass wife might die without his old ass being there. Think about the old people.
Have you no humanity, man?
Yeah, forget about the children. Think about the boomers. Come on.
Teepee, you have brought some truly disturbing stuff to us tonight. This has been amazing for all the wrong reasons.
For all the wrong
reasons. The more you know, man, the more you know.
Yeah, the more you know for sure, dude.
And I know you've got a few more articles, but time's just about run out on us tonight. But all that means is we get to do a part 4.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. And then we're gonna, like I said, I had some Nickelodeon stuff too to sprinkle in there.
Yep. So I think a part 4 we're gonna have we can touch back, finish up on this, and then we can look at maybe instead of looking at some of the employees, we can start looking at some of the talent that's gone through Disney and use that to segue into the world of Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and the boy bands. And
Kyle, I know you've got some goodies for us once we get into the world of Nickelodeon, so we'll definitely be doing a part 4, and I promise you listeners it won't take a year for us to do it like we kind of took on this one. But
yeah, we'll get it sped up for sure. I mean, so then just to throw a quick conclusion in there, this has obviously been a problem going on for a long time, and it doesn't appear that Disney is really too concerned about it in this moment in history. Hopefully they will be in the future, but I mean, until then, I wouldn't trust my children around a Disney park or Disney cruise at all. And hopefully...
hard enough to trust them with the Disney movies.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate you guys letting me come on and reading this stuff off and doing this live shows. This is I think this is the first time I've done a live show. So
that's awesome, man. But we love you and we love having you on, dude. You never fail to bring the heat when we're doing these Disney episodes, and it's been a pleasure once again, good sir.
Oh, dude, I really appreciate it. I love you guys too.
Absolutely,
always awesome.
Absolutely, Teepee. Thank you.
No, thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
So as we're wrapping this up, Kyle, here's your sign.
No.
Think of your don't. Do you hear me? Think of your don't. Okay? You ain't got to go last. I'll go last if that'll help you any. Okay? We're going to get out of here like Teepee does on the Iowa Talk. Are you tracking? I didn't draw it out in crayon enough the last time we tried this, so I'm just trying to make sure we got it lined up.
You definitely did not draw it in crayons enough, and I'm gonna try to gather something up real quick. Jesus,
it should be easy. So, we just talked about a whole bunch of heinous stuff, so you can pretty much just pick whatever you didn't.
Some of that.
Yeah, don't do it.
I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I want to make sure that y'all go check out Teepee and the rest of the Iowa Talk guys. They've got a few plugs that are on Teepee. Hit your plugs real quick.
Yeah, you can check us out on Instagram at Iowa Talk Guys _podcast. We're also on X at Iowa Talk Guys and Rumble and YouTube at Iowa Talk Guys. And we also have a website, iowatalkguys.com. So come check us out, hit us up, send us some love, and we really appreciate it.
For sure. And make sure that you're following the Sunday Night Secret Society and 643 Double Play on Instagram. I've got the 643 Double Play has a Facebook page. We're on X, and we have a joint Rumble account that we're using for another avenue for live streaming. That will be at the 643 Double Play SNSS, all one word, no characters in there, just lettuce. But it's been a blast, y'all. This has been fun. It's a TP. Without further ado, get us out of here.
All right, thanks a lot, fellas. Always remember, don't eat the yellow cake.
Do not go on any Disney cruises.
Don't leave your kids in the hands of Disney employees.
There you go. And don't eat the yellow snow.
All right. Leave the yellow
most
snow
importantly,
alone.
Yeah.
Most importantly, do not eat the yellow snow, but keep your kids away from Disney. Gosh darn it.
That's right.
All right. For the 643 Double Play, for the Sunday Night Secret Society, and for the Iowa Talk guys, we're out.
Hasta la pasta.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
I ain't got a good grade.
Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
Oh, durka. It wasn't a space laser. It wasn't a murder hornet. It wasn't Sasquatch. It was a bullet.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.
Here I am with you in Iowa, and I'd rather be here. I'd rather be here. So thank you very much. Very nice. Appreciate it.